Hey guys, welcome back. So we're gonna jump back in on the 318 now. I took one of the pistons out just to kind of relearn myself on some things, but we have the block, one piston out, looks good in there. Don't have much top ridge. So what we're gonna do, guys, real quick is we're gonna blow apart the whole block. Now this engine block's never been apart, so it's a great learning experience for kind of all of us, even me. So the reason is a great learning experience is we're gonna have to dimple die or mark every piston that's coming out and that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is completely take it apart, clean the pistons, find a dingle ball, get rid of the glaze on the cylinders, and then put the thing back together. Now, a big thing we're going to have to do after we do that dingle ball is we're going to have to clean the block. So a lot more to be going into it on that. So let's jump in, you guys. Let's have a good time on this and let's get this engine ready to go, rebuilt, all that stuff. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a fast forward loop because this is gonna take me a lot of time to get all these out. I'm gonna be super careful, real slow on it. So I'm gonna go get some stuff, then we're gonna set you guys up on a fast forward loop and we're gonna get in on this 318, which is a 1982 LA block that, from what I can tell, was never a part. And if it was a part, I don't know. But from what I can see, it's never been a part. Everything we got new is rings, rod bearings. We didn't get main bearings yet just because we don't know what we need. But if we look at them and they're fine, we're gonna leave them alone. If the cam bearings are fine, we're gonna leave them alone. So let's jump in on this block. From what I can tell, it's still got crosshatch. It still has crosshatch on the connecting rods, on the cylinder walls. I don't know how much more we're gonna have to replace. The piston rings, to me, are just something you need to replace when you take it apart. The rest of the stuff, it's good, leave it alone. So let's get you guys on a fast forward and let's get this engine block coming apart. Hey guys, welcome back. So we got all the pistons out, the crank out, the camshaft out. A lot of it looks really good, but what we got to do is we took all the freeze plugs out and we have a ton of mud in our block. So I'm gonna just see if I can show you guys real quick. Might be a little difficult on a longer tripod. But that hole right there is probably the one that shows it. If not, I'll set a picture in the video, but just full of mud. So we're gonna pressure wash it, and we have to actually, so we're gonna dingle ball it. So taking all of the pistons out was a good idea, just in case we get any residual, like, you know, little piece of metal in it. So the pressure washer, gonna throw it through all the passages, all that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna dingle ball it using, I don't know, diesel or mineral spirits or WD-40, something just really light. Get it in there, re-scratch it, get rid of the glaze. Then we're gonna start reassembly, which means we can put the pistons in, but we have to do the new rings and all that stuff. But let's get to it on the pressure washing. Let's bring you guys along. We're gonna throw you for a fast forward because I really don't know how long this is gonna take, so stay tuned, y'all. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're gonna start some reassembly on the 318. We do have some camshaft bearings that are actually put in it, so we're gonna do the mains as well. The camshaft bearings, don't know what happened, just didn't get any video on it. Just knocked them out, knocked them in with a tool. So we'll go from there and see where we end up. But we're gonna throw the main caps, throw the crank back in, put the new seals, and get back to work on it. So hope you guys stay tuned. We're gonna put you on a fast forward loop and probably just talk over it when it gets down to the editing. So hope you guys stay tuned, hope you guys enjoy, and let's get back at it. Alright guys, we're gonna kind of stand behind the camera, hopefully we can get this to focus. Just gonna show you guys a bit of the piston and how they go. So you guys can see the tab on the new bearing. Now it's got another one up here. Now luckily me on mine, so this part right here is stamped with an M. This part's stamped with an M. So while putting these together, you actually have to make sure you put the same or the correct way down. And one way to be able to tell if you don't have a stamp is this tab's on this side This tab's on the opposite side. And they go together, and they have the mark there, so that tab's there and that tab's there. And another thing with these 318 is they have this little indention. That indention goes towards the front of the engine. Now I don't know if you guys can tell on the beginning, but when I was putting them in, I was putting in 7 and 8 and I put them in the front. So what I did is I cut the video, put them in the right correction of where they need to go. And one thing to help me is I just got the firing order on a piece of paper with all the torque specs. So we have all that there. And a big thing when you're taking these out, if they've never been out before, I had to stamp mine, not dimple. I had to stamp them. So this is 2. 2 is the frontmost piston on this passenger side. So when you're looking at the front of the engine, it's the right. So right here is where it's going to go. And that's on the firing order. But a big thing with these is just make sure that you're putting them together correctly. And mine luckily had some stamps from the factory, an M or something on most of them, or actually I think it was like a crown. So the top hat of the section is right there and the bottom is there. This is 2, so it goes in there. And another thing with these pistons is where these openings are on the rings, you don't want them all lined up. Most of the part I've just been angling them one this way, one that way, and then these are this way and one this way. So either way you throw the piston, there's some kind of the gap where it needs to be for the set diameter. What we're going to do is just throw this one in. We're not going to show you guys the time frame on it, but what we're going to do is this mark towards the front of the engine. All our rings are spaced at different areas on the piston, and when we put the cap on, we're going to make sure that it lines up with whatever was stamped on which side. So on that, we will make sure to put the hole here. It's got a groove cut in it for oil. And this little lock-a tab or push tab in, they're going to be opposite of each other. So one on the left and one on the right. So let's put this one in. We'll bring you guys back when we start something new, but we're going to finish up this short block right here. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and torque our connecting rods. For that, I'm going to spin the engine over when I need to. Now, just a torque wrench, it's to 45. Alright, so that's all those. What I'm going to do real quick now, just because I'm already halfway dirty, we got to clean up, I'm going to throw the cam in. Now the cam's got to have its special cam lube and it's got to be smothered in it. So let me get that ready. And beforehand, all we're going to do is flip this right side up. So I've got a view of everything. So, where did we put our cam lube? There it is. Now, before I even forget, before I do any of this, guys, I'm gonna go get a bolt so I can actually hold this thing at a longer angle, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. We got a long carriage bolt. Set that there. guys, so very carefully, you're going to try to install this without beating every lobe or every bearing up. When you get to a bearing though, feel free to set it down. That way you got something to perch it on to get a better grip going in farther. Now we got a bit of an issue. Now I want to spin it over a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I like this too much. It's pretty tight. But those cam bearings are really new, so I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess, but I guess I just kind of figured it'd be a little less sticky. One thing we're also going to get seated is this distributor shaft. Oh! Nice and seated in there. Be honest, that thing came out really hard. I had to hit it with the mallet, so I'm very surprised it dropped right in. Let's just set those there. Let's look at some other stuff. Alright guys, so we're back at this. We referred to our pictures just so we get this proper. Make sure we're putting everything back on. Now this face actually has two different ways. It has some little indentations here for the little galley plugs, if I believe what they're called. But we referred to our torque manual. It says these need to be one little piece, one little drop of thread blue is what we're gonna do. You shouldn't use a torque wrench to take off bolts, but I knew it was just barely talking. Alright, so we're going to cap this. Alright, just to be clear, I went to 30 on that. Tell you what, that seems tight enough on those. Alright guys, so we're gonna grab the timing chain here. All right, so big thing, we got the hole here, hole there lined up. Oh, just gonna set that there. What we're gonna do, guys, is put a little piece. Whoop, way too much. So that's gonna be a 5/8. Let's go grab a 5/8. Honestly, we got a little bit of slack there. Oh wait, I have a new timing chain. Why did I put this on? I have a brand new timing chain. I don't know why I stuck that on, but we'll take it off later, a little off. But for now, guys, I'm gonna find the next little project that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna set you guys down, figure out what we're gonna do, get all the tools laid out, and then we'll bring you guys back. My biggest thing was just getting kind of the short block together. So I'd like to put the oil pan on. I know what we're gonna do next, so let me set up and we'll bring you guys along. We actually have a windage tray for this engine. That's why I didn't torque the main caps yet, so let's get that going. So we're gonna put the windage tray on. That requires replacing these bolts. Let's grab this windage tray real quick. I don't think it can. Well, I'm not 100% how this goes, but that to me looks right. Now the manual calls for oil on all these. That's pretty common for head bolts and main bolts, anything kind of internal. Well, I think that's how it goes. Because I don't know and I didn't get pictures because this is used off a different engine, I'm gonna post it on a social media group. And let the internet geniuses let me know if I am right or wrong, because it can really bolt on either way. So let me take a quick picture. I'm going to post this to see if someone can tell me how this goes. Alright, so we're posted to the Facebook. Someone will get back to me on that. For now, what we're going to do is bust out the torque wrench again. Bring this one up to 85. That's all of them torqued. What we're going to do is back off this torque wrench completely because we don't really want any pressure on it while it's stored. Alright guys, we're going to clean up a few more things and we're going to get ready to put the oil pan on this engine, which is going to include that timing cover. So give me a bit to clean up, we'll bring you guys back and we'll figure out our answer for our little windage tray as well, hopefully. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're gasketed up, puttied up. Where did I put the pipe? Nope. Oh, hard on these. I know I brought it back here. That's on. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do next. Catch you guys back with it. So we're gonna go through our phone, see why some of these bolts aren't snug as well. But we're gonna wash up. We'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, cleaned up more bolts to put this on. Now just to get it to stay in place, we are gonna not take the gasket off. So we got those two holding. Obviously this one goes into no water jacket, so fine to put it in. Alright, so grab our pipe dope. I know there's going to be a bracket in between these, but I want to get them on for the pure fact that we want these gaskets and gasket maker to flame. So these will come off again, which it is what it is. I don't think all of these need this, but I would rather do it, not need it, than not do it and have needed it. That's got a little bit much on it. Another thing, I'm really thankful I labeled all my bolts, because I'm putting them in the exact way they came out and I didn't have to memorize any of it. So super helpful. Alright. Check this real quick. Water pump. 30 foot pounds. Make sure we're on 30 foot pounds. Real quick, we need to take these two top ends out. These two didn't get any pipe dope, sealer, whatever. Okay, let's go. Fully torqued on that, check them. All right, we're torqued, guys. So I'm gonna clean up again, flip the engine, get some more stuff ready, and then we're gonna put the timing or the oil pan on. So we'll bring you guys back when we're getting ready to do that, because that's got to be next. And I need to do a little bit of cleanup on the block, just because I use so much sealer. Don't need that much. All right, guys, we're back. So had a bit of a mix-up. I broke the original end cap seals for this kit that I purchased, so I had to run to O'Reilly's and get a new one. These right here, these scaps, I didn't record it. I guess I didn't hit the button. They have these little tabs you got to pull through on the pan. Now I think all Dodges do this because when I did the Slant 6, I hated dealing with it. So all I did is I grabbed a step bit and I stepped up each hole on the side just so they're easier to pull through. So you put these little rubber things, then you pull them through. Let me show you guys real quick. So this is what I'm talking about. It's got these little things, and as you can tell, I completely tore that one off and this one was breaking. All I did was step up the holes in the side and then I pulled them through. A big thing when you're doing these two on these Dodges or these LAs, just do this section of, you know, some gasket maker if you're gonna use it. Just put that and then put these on, pull them through, then lay the gasket maker around the whole pan. As you can tell, I did the whole thing at once and then I started touching everything and it just became terrible. So snug all these down. We're gonna bring you guys for a fast forward just so you don't have to see all this, but we're gonna snug them down and then torque them to the spec they say. So you guys stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. A bit of a mess on this video. It's really hard to do this while putting everything together in such a big shop because I'm not really near anything where I'm at. It's just an open spot. But if you guys can tell, we kind of jackaled on the oil pan. I was tightening too much and it just started to push out, so we put some gasket maker there. But this is where we're gonna end it because all I wanted to do was the short block. I only put on the front so it would hold it with the gasket maker and the gaskets. What we're gonna do now is break this into one more video of going through the heads. So we're gonna lap them, we're gonna clean them, and we're gonna put them on, we're gonna paint them. So I don't know, stay tuned for that. If there's one more thing I'll probably do with this block, it's probably just put it back on the run stand, just because it really doesn't need to be on this engine stand anymore, and I don't trust engine stands. I hate the way they sag, I hate the way they bend. But hope you guys stay tuned. The 318's coming along. Brand new rotating assembly. Turns good, sounds good. We're gonna keep going and we got a lot of work to do, so let's keep at it. Hope you guys stay tuned.